In this episode, Dodge is the cat's meow, the Shelby GT500 code red, and the Nissan Z way overpriced. Welcome to episode 110 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, over the past, it was technically yesterday, I went over to watch a rocket launch that never happened.
That's successful.
No. Yikes.
That sounds extraordinarily successful.
No. I really thought that they were going to launch. This is a rocket built of a whole bunch of old shuttle parts, and they've tested these parts. They did something called the green run, where they lit up all the engines, and they let it fire for like its full 8-minute duration or something like that. Then they got to the pad, and it had cold feet, and it didn't launch.
That's a shame.
Not a good look.
That's a shame.
Unfortunate.
Not going to Pluto yet.
No. It'd be the moon, but no.
But yes, but no.
Yeah. So, is there any news that we should be chatting about?
There is. And I want to start with some interesting news to do with a muscle car.
Oh, okay.
So, Dodge. If I say the word Dodge, what do you think?
In muscle car?
Just Dodge.
Hellcat.
Yeah. That's like the first thing. You either go Hellcat, truck, or Viper. Those are like the three things you ever think about when you hear the word Dodge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who buys a Hellcat?
People who like big engines and lots of noise and power.
Let me ask you this. Would it be a
You?
Derek, me, yes, but would it be a Derek kind of human that would buy a Hellcat?
No.
Okay.
No.
So the target demographic for the Hellcat or the Charger is not the Derek, right? It's more the Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So what if they're trying to make the target demographic the Derek?
How?
They're electrifying it.
Oh.
Yeah, they've taken all of the big internal combustionness out of it, and they've replaced it with a vacuum cleaner.
Derek's interest is piqued.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk some more.
So we've known that Dodge has been giving the axe to its muscle cars. We've known this was coming for a while. They're killing off the internal combustion muscle car. We've talked briefly about this, about how the future plans for Dodge are that the Charger and the Challenger, muscle car, Hellcat, Demon, whatever other suffix we can put on it, is, well, being replaced by a hairdryer.
Mm-hmm.
The time has come. They have released pictures and some sound of the new Dodge Charger Daytona SRT EV concept thing.
So they're sticking with the Daytona Charger SRT
Name, yes.
name, and they're not doing the whole Mach-E thing. Okay.
Correct. So, no, first and foremost, I don't like this at all.
I don't like the name.
I don't like any of this, frankly.
Okay. Tell me more about it.
So it's going to have apparently an 800-volt electrical architecture, and they're calling the electrical architecture Banshee. They called it Banshee.
Okay.
There's no specs on it yet, but apparently a lot of other electric cars use 400-volt electrical architectures, but some other electric cars use 800-volt electrical architectures. The ones that use the 800 architectures are the Porsche Taycan, the Audi e-tron GT, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the Kia EV6, the EV6.
800 volts. Wow.
Apparently they use 800-volt architectures.
Okay.
They're architecturists and stuff.
It's equivalent to, well, it wouldn't be horsepowers. It wouldn't be torques. I don't know. Like the size of the fuel tank, maybe? Something around like that.
Yes, let's measure. Well, how big's your fuel tank there, brother?
It's how quickly can you charge it, basically.
I got me one of them. They're 19.3 gallon fuel tanks. You get a 23.7.
Instead of using a garden hose to charge your EV, you're using the fire hydrant hose. You know, the big one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like
just
that.
I still hate everything about this. So there's no specs released on horsepower and torques and all that yet. We can expect that coming later.
It's a bazillion. It doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant. It's
Right.
completely irrelevant. Dodge is claiming that it's going to be faster than the current Hellcat. Yes, we
Yes.
know that. That's just how electric cars. Why
It
is
better
that
be.
news? Who cares, right? We know that's going to happen. But unlike the current Charger and Challenger, the new electrical version is going to be all-wheel drive.
Okay.
So does that make it a muscle car? I feel like muscle cars have to be rear-wheel drive.
Why?
Because it's just the law of the land. It's just the way it is.
Is there a 4-wheel drive muscle car out there?
No.
I'm trying to think of one.
They made an all-wheel drive Charger, but it wasn't like a muscle car. Like the performance muscle car has to be rear-wheel drive, in my opinion.
Could you say a Model S Plaid is a muscle? I don't
No,
think
it's
you would.
not.
I think you're right. I don't think that's a muscle car.
All-wheel drive is not a muscle car.
It's not a traditional muscle car.
Correct. So before we get onto the sound, let's talk about its looks. What do you think about the looks?
They're kind of
Okay. So what I'm going to say might surprise you a little bit. I think the looks for what they're going for work.
Yeah, that's why I said
So I was expecting to go in and just say it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Burn it with fire. I never want to see it again for the rest of my life ever.
No.
But I can see the evolution from the current Challenger to that. They're calling it a Charger, but it's 2 doors instead of the Challenger, which is 2 doors. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
But either way, I see the Challenger shape to it.
I do too. I can see the heritage in the front and the back. They have like the Daytona, I don't know what you would call that.
Real quick, I have to point out, Dodge did not put the yellow bumper front splitter guards on their press photos.
Oh.
Which is what all of the doofuses leave on their car. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know those are actually supposed to be taken off after shipping the car?
Oh, really?
Those are literally just shipping protectors is all those are.
Oh.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Every time you see one, you should laugh at them.
Huh.
Yes.
All
but
right.
I digress. Going back to the looks. What are your thoughts? Liking it? Hating it?
I think it's a solid mix of them trying to turn this into an EV because you can't just take the gas car and plop the EV bits in there. You have to make it look different, I guess. That's what car manufacturers are doing. So they did that. They checked that box. I can see that it does have the body shape of the older car. I can see the Daytona heritage in the front wing split in the back as well.
Yeah, it's very Challenger-y.
Right. It has the overall body shape. I think it looks good, but I don't know if they needed to go as far as they did.
I think it would look great if you put like an 8-liter supercharged V8 in it.
Yeah, that's not an option. They're full EV. They're committed at this point.
God, I hate it so much. Apparently, this new Dodge, they're giving it the transmission that apparently is giving you the feeling of distinctive shift points.
Yeah, okay. This is not the first car company that's done this. So we're in a weird time right now where you take the people like yourself, the petrol heads, right?
Easy.
The car enthusiasts.
Yes.
And you try to make an electric car that works for them. So you got to give them the manual gearbox, the clutch. You got to give them the engine, something, right? For them to cling on to move to a world that's full EV where they've lost all those things. Because it's coming. I hate to break it to you. It's coming. Anyway, in order to get there, you have to put in these middle ground things that don't really make sense. For example, having shift points in this car doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
It doesn't need it. It can infinitely just keep on moving forward, keep on accelerating. That's what electric motors do. They have no problem at super high RPMs delivering you a ton of torque, which is what the transmission solved in internal combustion engine. Now, they also have the whole sound thing.
Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the part you really didn't want to talk about.
Yeah. For a petrol head like yourself, would you enjoy some engine note?
I would love some engine note, particularly if it was Personally, of the flat six variety, or maybe a great giant supercharged V8, or even like a V10. It's all good for me.
What about electric engine note?
No. 1,000 times no.
Do you ever just turn on the vacuum on a Sunday and think, yes, this is what I want to hear?
Oh, okay. No.
Oh,
No.
I'm glad you enjoy that sound, because boy, does Dodge have the solution for you.
Yeah, Dodge, what have you done? I've heard the sound clips.
Yikes.
The Hellcat sounds like a Hell Kitten.
They put, what did they call this thing?
So Dodge called their exhaust the Fratzonic Chambered Exhaust, and it's to amplify the electric motor's near silent hum to a whopping 126 decibels. That's freaking loud, man.
That is very loud.
That is so loud.
That's something like big construction equipment loud. I think that's the equivalent.
That's something like the sound of running a vacuum cleaner inside of a house that is all hard surfaces that it echoes like crazy.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, go listen to the sound of this thing. You can just YouTube it, Google it, do whatever you want. It sounds like an electric motor tries to imitate an internal combustion engine. And ooh.
Sounds like a cat meow. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's a solid way to put it, actually. It's a weird sound.
Don't like it. I don't like it.
I get why they did it. Do you understand why they did it?
Sure.
They want to appeal to the motorhead that would buy this car.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I really feel like it just widens the gap. It just makes that person just go more, well, this is terrible. Why would you do this?
It was done for me.
Exactly.
That's exactly. You just went into my brain and pulled out my thought.
I know. I almost feel like they should have just drawn the line in the sand and said, no shifting. This is blitzingly fast. Try to catch up to the Tesla, I guess. No weird noises. But at the same time, it does start to give me some possibility, a glimmer of hope that in the future, at Le Mans in 2040, we have a sound to hear and not just tire sounds.
Here they go by. Did you hear him?
That's not what I want to hear.
No.
But that was the future. This is the first time that I've seen a manufacturer make a sound that sounds reasonably like an engine that's audibly loud enough to be at a racetrack and could kind of sort of do something. It's nowhere near a real engine sound, but it's something.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds exactly like... Okay, you don't even have to look at the video. Just listen to me. Here you go. It's done. Problem solved.
It's a growly cat.
It is a pissed off cat is what it is.
There's no way the engineers were not all just like, oh, God, why do we do this?
Do you think they were proud of themselves, or do you think it was a face-palming moment?
I don't know. But when corporate told them, make it sound like an engine, and they didn't understand that they were putting an electric motor in it, they were like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. Go find a horn thing and spin an electric motor in it and make it make a sound. I don't know.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's... I get it, but I don't really like it.
No, not for me.
No. Looks, not bad. Sound, feel, drive. Why make a muscle car into an EV? Just make an EV. You're going to have to draw the line somewhere. Just draw the line in the sand. Also, do you know what's going on with this little triangular...
That's, I believe, the Fratzog logo, which ties into, like, I don't know, from the 60s or 70s, something like that.
Okay.
It's a heritage thing. I don't really get it too much, but...
All right.
I'm not a huge Dodge guy.
So when we go down the row of muscle car row that inevitably happens at every car meet, there's always the Chargers, the Mustangs, the Challengers, the Camaros. They're all sitting in a line. Mm-hmm. Do you think when this one rolls up, they'll just park right next to them and really just fit in?
I think they'll park next to them, and then all the other ones will just disperse. Just like... and they're gone. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you might be right. And then it will meow at them.
Oh, so that's the new Charger EV.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a muscle car that actually sounds like a muscle car. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Ford, the Shelby Mustang GT500, is getting a limited version, and it's called the Code Red.
Oh,
Yeah, Code Red, Code Red.
a GT500 Code Red.
Mm-hmm. Shelby American, they announced they're doing a very limited run on their current GT500, and they're making a fancy version of it called the Code Red. They're only making 30 of them.
Oh boy.
10 of them for each year that they're making them. So 10 and 20, 10 for 2020, 10 for 2021, 10 for 2022.
Oh boy.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. It's not cheap. I'll get to the not cheapness here in a second, but let's talk about the power because that's the whole point of this car.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to say this. It's 1,300 horsepower.
Why would you need that much power?
I'm going to say that one more time. 1,300 horsepower for those in the back that didn't hear that.
Whoa.
That's a lot of horsepower. And that is on E85.
How much is a normal GT500 power-wise? Like 400, 500?
No, it's like 800 or something like that. That's a lot.
Goodness.
It's like 700-800 bucks. It's
Oh, boy.
700-800, something like that. It's a lot.
Hmm.
But this is a lot more.
Yeah.
You want to know how they achieved that?
Sure.
So they took the regular supercharged 5.2-liter V8 that comes in the regular GT500 Mustang, and they yanked that puppy out, threw the supercharger away, and slapped on some twin turbos instead.
Twin turbos, not a singular.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they said, the supercharger? Nah, don't need that. Pfft, that means nothing. Let's slap some twin turbskis on here, boys.
Interesting path to go down. I do feel like the supercharger has more of the Mustang vibe to it than twin turbos. It'd be kind of odd to hear a twin turbo Mustang just revving up on the drag line.
Yeah, but I kind of love the idea of that.
I mean, it's the way you break the 1,000 horsepower mark without trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it. You want it, just get rid of the top and put on some turbos.
It's freaking crazy, especially if you consider that this is not even street legal.
What?
This is not street legal.
Where do you take this? The drag strip and that's it?
Yes.
Well, really?
Yes. There's actually a quote in this article. So the quote is, while not street legal, it's very capable at moderate speeds in most any curve. But when the turbos spool up, the car is best enjoyed moving straight ahead. So what does that tell you?
It's only a drag car.
It can't turn. What that tells me, it cannot turn.
No.
It just can't.
No.
Because if you put your foot down coming out of a corner, you're dead.
You will get to the finish line very fast, though.
Yeah, or the tree very
Yes.
fast, or whatever. So this Code Red comes with better brakes and better suspension and an upgraded transmission and a fancy one-piece drive shaft, and it comes with drag radials on the rears.
And a parachute?
I don't think it actually comes with a parachute, but it should.
Wow. I'm surprised.
So that's all some specs. Are you ready for the spec that's going to kind of set this apart here? The price.
Okay. What's the baseline of a normal GT500?
About 80 grandish.
And they're making 30 of these. 10 this year. So my guess, add 100K to that.
Okay. Wrong. Much more north. Much more north. Okay. Try adding 209,000 to that. 210,000 to the 80,000.
It's 300K.
So the cost. You have to supply the donor car. So you have to get your 80,000 pound Shelby GT500.
Okay.
And then you say, I would like a Code Red, please. And then you get the Code Red to give you a Code Brown after you give Shelby an additional almost $10,000. So you are a $290,000 car before tax, tag, title, all that good stuff.
Okay.
So That's a $300,000 Mustang.
With twin turb skis.
That's a $300,000 Mustang.
I'm pretty sure you could take a GT500, take the supercharger off, put twin turb skis in it for significantly less money than $200,000.
I'm pretty sure there's some like half redneck bro, which I applaud you, half redneck bro, that's probably already done that for $82 and a couple of beers.
Certainly, like under 50 grand, no problem.
Oh yeah, I don't see anyone having a problem taking a regular GT500 and for call it $50,000 to $75,000, making it 1,300 horsepower.
Yeah.
Where's the $210,000 going?
30 of them. That's where. 30.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I will say, if you bought this, if you got the donor car, if you got it all made, if you did your code brown thing with your code red thing, in 10 years, this will be probably worth $1 million.
Do you think so?
I do.
Okay. I actually am going the other way here.
Really?
Yeah. This is one of the few limited production cars that I don't think is going to appreciate like that because it's just too high ticket right off the bat.
Because around 300K is too high.
It's a $300,000 Mustang. This isn't the first Mustang that's ever been built in the history of the world. It's a GT500 that they swap some twin turbos on. I get it's limited. But it's not even street legal.
Is there not a huge community out there of Mustang enthusiasts that are into drag racing?
Let me ask you this. Most of those Mustang enthusiasts, how financially responsible and well are they doing?
Not.
Okay.
Most are not.
No offense to the Mustang enthusiasts. But Mustangs are catering to the people that want to just grab the car, run out to the drag strip, do it on a budget.
Mm-hmm. That's
you
the
don't
idea.
buy a $300,000 Mustang. If you're spending $300,000 on a car that's track only, you're not buying a Mustang.
Yeah.
And if you are, you're buying a Mustang GT4 that you're going to go race in GT4 America.
Yeah, but that's different than this.
It is. But it's...
Of the huge community that's out there of Mustang enthusiasts, which is, it's massive.
It's huge.
It's massive.
Yes.
Have you been to our local drag strip on like a Friday night?
Yes.
It is just Mustangs all the eye can see.
I know, but it just seems like... I feel like it's too high to appreciate already. I feel like it's already at the ceiling.
No. Oh, 30 of them? No. Once the EV mark hits the Mustang, that's when this skyrockets.
Then we're going to have $1 million Mustangs. What world are we going to live in? Oh, my God.
And they're all going to sound exactly like that Charger and go, meow, meow. And that will be the drag strip on a Friday night. Bunch of meows.
Oh, God. You're giving me horrible, horrible images. Stop that, Derek.
I do think when the EV mark happens, this will skyrocket in price. So will most internal combustion Mustangs. But this, being one of 30, will be one of 30. If Porsche did this to a GT3 RS and they made it slightly better or more track worthy,
it's called a cup car. They already do it.
But they don't make 30.
Okay, it's called the GT2 RS Club Sport Edition 25.
And how much will that sell for?
It's already selling for stupid money.
Point made.
But it's not a Mustang.
I know. I get it. But there's enough people.
$300,000. It's a $300,000 Mustang. It's a Mustang.
There's enough millionaires out there that enjoy Mustangs enough to buy this.
Yes, but it was built by some guy in Kentucky.
Just like a Corvette.
I love it, but not for $300,000. I love it for $180,000.
I agree with that. I think 300 is way too much. I would base it around whatever you can get aftermarket twin turb skis for. But that's probably $20K or something, right?
Yeah,
not
super
cheap.
$210,000.
No. I'm sure there's some super neat stuff that Ford is doing specifically to this car. And if you're a Mustang enthusiast, I want to hear from you. Do you think this will appreciate in value? because I suspect that it will. The moment the EV hits the Mustang, not the Mach-E, because that's not actually a Mustang, but the real Mustang. The moment we get a GT500 EV, this is your golden ticket.
Drop a comment or send us a message on social, Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. Let us know. Is this going to appreciate or not?
I think it will.
Okay. So you ready to move on to something in another astronomical price region here?
Sure.
Okay. So let's talk about a Nissan. The new Nissan Z, shall we? So there's this article that's been sent around all over the place. My dad sent it to me. I've had buddies send it to me. It's just ridiculous. But there's a new Nissan Z in the U.S. here that's for sale. It's the Nissan Z Proto, I believe is the trim, which the Proto is a limited trim. It is limited, I believe it's only 240 units, the Proto is. So it's pretty limited, yeah. And the Nissan Z, it's a cool car. The new one, it's neat. I'm excited to see it, right? We talked about this on our second episode ever, right? It's cool. It's 400 horsepower. It's twin turbo. It's manual transmission. It's all of the things you want. But we were expecting the Nissan Z to be between 40 to 60 grand, right?
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. So the Proto trim has an MSRP of $52,990. Okay. There's a dealer here in the States, and it's up in Washington, that is slapping a markup on this that is actually scary.
What is it?
It's an additional $73,800 and change. That makes the Nissan Z $130,000.
You took a $50,000 and you put $70K on top of it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
An additional dealer markup, ADM, of $73,881. Who the hell is going to buy that?
Adjusted market value.
Yeah.
Whoa.
$130,000. But I think my favorite part there is that you also have to buy the $1,200 protection pack that comes with lifetime car washes.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
They couldn't have just thrown that in there with the extra $73,000?
Nah. Not enough.
Oh, my God.
Yikes. Yeah. This is bad PR, clearly, for Nissan. And usually, I believe in the dealer world, the manufacturer sends somebody on an airplane, and they show up at the dealership, and they go, knock, knock, knock. Hey, you're not going to be getting any more Zs, and you should really think about starting to sell a lot more used cars because you're not going to be getting many more new cars.
Yeah. Yeah. This is apparently Bellevue Nissan in Washington. Yeah, they're trying to sell a Nissan Z for $130,000.
Yeah, that's bad luck. My
question to you is, would someone actually buy that? Do you genuinely think that there is someone stupid enough to spend $130,000 on a Nissan Z?
No.
I don't either. There's a lot of really stupid people out there. But I don't think there's someone stupid enough to spend that much on a Z.
No, it's not for a charity. It's not a one-off. There's not anything particularly special. And I imagine in the Washington area, you can probably find a normal Z for 60 to 70 grand. Mm-hmm. Sure, like $5K in a dealer markup. All right, I understand that. But 70? Huh? What?
Yeah, it's the Proto, so it is limited. So some people could say, 10 grand.
Yeah.
But $70,000 over sticker? Yikes, man. That's rough.
Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look for Nissan. And when these things hit the internet, they go viral real fast, too.
Yeah,
that's the dangerous part.
Circulated everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's the very dangerous tightrope that the manufacturer has to walk. Mm-hmm. And that poor dealer in Washington, they're going to have some ramifications from this.
Yeah, flame on, brother.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for the news. You got anything else?
I do not.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up for episode 110 of The Auto Show. So thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please do leave a thumbs up on the video, drop a comment, and then while you're there, hit subscribe. follow along on the amazing journey. We got new episodes and all this good stuff coming out. If you're listening on audio, leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. And I know you've got your phone out, so let's go ahead and follow us on social, right? Hang out on social with us. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website, which I'm going to brag here because it's freaking awesome. It's weareauto.io. Go there, check out all of your favorite race series. It's the best website that's ever been existed ever, frankly. But again, weareauto.io. So going to wrap us up. Thanks so much again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.